Āpadāmapahattaram dhātāram sarvasampadām Lokābhirāmam Śri Rāmam bhūyo bhūyo namāmyaham. Ramābhirāmam nayanābhirāmam vācābhirāmam madhanābhirāmam Vishwapranāmam Kritagnaha Guṇābhirāmam Śri Rāmam bhūyo bhūyo namāmyaham. Vedyam Vedagurum Virinchijanakam Vedantamurtim Puratveda Vedakalapamola Mahimadharanta Kandankuram Vedashringa Samarasesha Sayanam Vedanta Vedatmakam Vedaradita Padapankachamaham Ramam Bhaje Tarakam. Veda Vedye Pare Pumsi Jate Dasharatatmaje Vedaha Prachetas Asit Sakshat Ramayanatmanaha. When Sriman Narayana descended as Sri Ramachandra, all the Vedas decided to take the avatara as Srimad Ramayana. The Vedas loudly declare Bhakti is the means to mukti, and the state of mukti is qualified by bhakti. Bhakti leads to mukti, and the state of mukti is qualified by bhakti. And bhakti is all about knowing, longing, loving, experiencing, realizing, seeing, attaining Bhagavan and continuing to lovingly serve Him eternally. Central to bhakti is Bhagavad Guṇābhava. And central to knowing and experiencing Bhagavan is His limitless repository of auspicious qualities. The way to know Him, to experience Him, to realize Him, to see Him is only possible through His Gunas. Therefore, Guṇābhava is central to our spiritual journey. All our Shastras begin with an inquiry. Who is God? Who is that Paramapurusha? Who is that Paramatma, the Parabrahman? Who is that Bhagavan? How do I know Him? This is common to all our Shastras, be it Itihasas, Puranas, Vedas, Vedanta. Ramayana makes it very simple for us. Ramayana makes knowing and loving Bhagavan so very simple for us. By celebrating Bhagavan's Gunas right from the beginning. Right from the very word go, right at the beginning. Guṇābhava begins right at the beginning of Ramayana. And Ramayana therefore makes it so very easy for us to experience Rama and to stay connected with him. Ramayiti iti Ramaha. Ramayiti iti Ramaha. Guṇābhirāmam Ramam cha Ramaha. Ramayate sarvajanaha gunaihi asmin iti Ramaha. The very word Rama, Rama Nama, is so very delightful, delectable. Ramayiti iti Ramaha. Rama is one who is so very delightful. He has a form that is enthralling, that is enchanting, ennobling, enlightening. He is the one who is endowed with limitless auspicious qualities. Guṇābhirāma. Guṇābhirāmam Rāmam cha iti Rama. The more we dwell on Rama's kalyana gunas, the more we get to know Bhagavan. One of the salient features of Ramayana, very, very unique to Rama Avatara. The purpose of Rama Avatara is not for Bhagavan to establish his supreme position. The purpose of Rama Avatara is not for Bhagavan to establish his supreme position. Rather, it is for the transformation of our disposition. Because throughout the Ramayana, we see Bhagavan trying to hide his paratva. Nowhere he tries to openly establish his supreme position. It is for the transformation of our disposition. Inspire us to lead principle-centered lives. Inspire us to lead a life rooted in nobility. That is why when we get to know Rama, it becomes natural to love him so very dearly and deeply. So somebody asked the other day, how do we love Bhagavan? How can we love him? Sometimes it becomes very difficult for us to love him. How come bhakti doesn't come very naturally? Why do I need to struggle to love him? Prerequisite for loving someone is to know someone. Unless we know someone, we can't love that someone. Therefore, spiritual journey is all about knowing about Bhagavan and eventually knowing him. Knowing about him is accumulating information. Important. Knowing about him. The journey has to start knowing about him, which is all about accumulating information. Jnana. And then, when the jnana gets assimilated, it ripens into bhakti. The knowing about then becomes knowing. Knowing is nothing but experiencing him. And the experience, when it becomes continuous, it becomes realization. Experience, when it becomes continuous, becomes realization. And when we start to realize him, we start to see him with our mind's eye. And eventually, we get to see him when he decides. No wonder Ramayana starts with celebrating Bhagavan's kalyana gunas. Valmiki approaches Narada, and Valmiki is very curious to know, that ideal person who is the very embodiment of nobility, the very embodiment of Dharma. And therefore, he asks Narada. And this is where Ramayana starts celebrating the 16 kalyana gunas of Bhagavan. Onvasmin sampratam loke Guṇābhirām Śri Dharmagnyaha SatyaVakyaha Drudavrathaha Charitrena Chakoyitaha Sarvabhooteshuhitaha Vidvaan Samarthaha Priyadarshanaha Aatmavaankaha Jitakrodhaha Buddhimaan Kasya Bibyati Devascha Chataroshasya Samyuge. 16 kalyana gunas. We have all assembled here today on the auspicious day of Sri Rama Navami to relish these 16 kalyana gunas. Obviously, each guna is an ocean. Bhagavan is an ocean of kalyana gunas, and every kalyana guna itself is an ocean. We can continue to spend time relishing just one guna, but we will try and make an attempt to relish 16 gunas. Obviously, 16 gunas will take some time, but we will focus on some gunas and we will relish some at a high level. Konvasmin sampratam loke Guṇābhirām Veeryavaan, Guṇābhirām Veeryavaan, Dharmagnyaha, Kritagnaha, SatyaVakyaha, Drudavrathaha, Charitrena yukta, Sarvabhooteshuhitaha, Vidvaan, Samarthaha, Priyadarshanaha, Aatmavaankaha, Buddhimaan, Anasuyakaha, Kasya Bibhyati Devascha Jataroshasya Samyuge. The first guna of the 16 gunas is Guṇābhirām. Now, when we translate Guṇābhirām, we understand Guṇābhirām as one who is endowed with auspicious qualities. But here, the list of 16 gunas begins with the guna of Guṇābhirām. So, Guṇābhirām has to be indicating a specific guna of Rama. And immediately, all our acharyas translate Guṇābhirām as his Saushilya guna. Bhagavan's Ramavatara is so very special. It is special for his demonstration of this Saushilya guna. Mahataha mandaisaha nirandra samslesha swabhavaha Saushilyaha. Nirandra samslesha swabhavaha. Nirandra, very close, samslesha, friendship, intimate friendship. That swabhava of Bhagavan, where he demonstrates intimate friendship with each and every one without any discrimination whatsoever. Specifically, it is said, Mahataha mandaisaha. Normally, those who are in exalted positions do not condescend to mingle with the common folk. This is the practice in society. Those who are in higher positions, exalted positions, those who are in power, those who are special in society, normally consider it condescending to mingle with the common folk, the lesser mortals. Bhagavan's Saushilya guna is such that Rama reaches out to one and all without any discrimination whatsoever. He demonstrates friendship with all without seeing any gradations. To Rama, it can be a Guha, it can be a Vibhishana, it can be a Sugriva, it can be a Jatayu, it can be anyone. Varna, Ashrama, it can be a Shabari. He reaches out to one and all, and he mixes so very freely, just like how water mixes with water. Bhakta Hanuman in Srimad Bhagavatam prays in Skanda 5, in the segment on effective prayers. Hanuman shows how to pray effectively, and Hanuman is praying to Rama, and Hanuman says, Na janmanunam mahato na saubhagam navanna buddhir nakritistoša hetuhu dhairyat visishtana pino varakusaha chakara sakke patalakshmanagrajaha. Hey Lakshmanagraja, Tosha Hetuhu, he says. In order to please you, there is no prerequisite to be rich. There is no prerequisite to be born in a noble family. There is no prerequisite to look beautiful. There is no prerequisite to have any qualifications. You are someone who mixes with everyone. And how can I praise you for you came all the way and treated all the Vanaras as your own dear friends. Hey Rama, this Saushilya Guna of yours, treating every Vanara, not just Sugriva, every Vanara as your dear friend. This is unimaginable. Hey Rama, you are so very special, Hanuman says. When Narada explains to Valmiki, in response to Valmiki's questions, Narada says, Sarvada vigataha sadbihi samudra iva sindhubihi arya sarva samaschaiva sadaiva priyadarshanaha, he says. Narada says Rama is sarva samaschaiva, one who treats all equally. Sarvada vigataha sadbihi samudra iva sindhubihi. For everyone, Rama is like an ocean. Just like an ocean does not discriminate between rivers. An ocean allows every river to come to it and accepts every river. A river can be dirty, a river can be pure. Doesn't matter. Similarly, Rama accepts everyone without any discrimination. He is like an ocean to everyone. And he treats everyone equally, he says. And that is the reason why, when talking about Ramacharita to Valmiki, Narada, when it comes to talking about Rama's friends, he talks first about Guha. Guha being Rama's closest sakha. Guhamasadya dharmatma nishadhadipatam priyam. Guhena sahito Ramo Lakshmanena cha Sitaya. Guhamasadya dharmatma nishadhadipatim priyam. Guha is dear to Rama and Rama is dear to Guha. Interestingly, Rama and Guha share a very unique bonding. Both of them are like chalk and cheese. Rama is the prince of Ikshvaku Kula. He is the ruler of Ayodhya. Guha is a very ordinary tribal. He is just a king of a hunting clan in the forest. Rama studied all the Shastras, whereas Guha has no learning whatsoever, has not gone to any Gurukula, is uneducated. Rama has all the riches in the world, everything belongs to him. Only thing that belongs to Guha are the resources in the forest. But Rama treated Guha as his close friend. Rama, when he decided to go on exile, and when he decided to leave Ayodhya, he hurried. He hurried because he did not want to stay back and meet with too many people. But he ensured that he meets Guha. He wanted not to leave without meeting Guha. Guha is so very dear to him. Rama's Saushilya Guna is demonstrated through his bonding with Guha. Rama considered Guha not just a friend, but as his very equal. Therefore, Narada says, Tatra Raja Guho Nama Ramasya Aatmavaankaha. Aatmavaankaha. Nishada Jatyo Balavan Sthapaticha iti Vishrutaha. Guha is from the Nishada Jati, hunter clan. Rama considers him Atmasakha, so very dear to him as his Atma Bandhu, equal to him. And not only that, Rama not only meets Guha before going on exile, After coming back, he meets Guha before even meeting with Bharata. Tirumangayalvar in his commentary writes, he says, it seems Rama was introducing Sita to Guha. And it seems he was saying, this Sita, your sister, and she happens to be my wife. This Lakshmana, your brother, and he happens to be my brother too. This is the intimacy that Rama had with Guha. Now in Tamil, Lord Bhagavan is called Perumal, and a Bhakta is called Alvan. Vibhishana is a great Bhakta, he is called Vibhishana Alvan. Whereas Guha, a great Bhakta, is called Guha Perumal. Perumal means the Lord. Because of his intimacy with Rama, he is celebrated in our Shastras. Such is the glory of Guha, but then that is only because of Rama's Saushilya. Sashrutva Purushavyagram Ramam Vishayamagataha Vruddaihi Parivrataha Amatyaihi Jnatibhicha Api Upagataha. The moment Guha learned that Rama has come, it seems Guha started to rush, collecting all his relatives, his friends, the entire hunter clan, bringing all food, fruits and roots, started approaching Rama. But interestingly, something else happened, and Valmiki captures that very nicely. Tatah nishada adipatim drishtva durat avastitham saha saumitranam ramaha samagachat guhenasa. At a distance, Rama sees Guha coming along with his relatives. It seems, Valmiki immediately writes, Rama started running towards Guha, holding Lakshmana's hand. He was dragging Lakshmana and running, because Rama did not want Guha to take the pain of walking all the way to him. And he started rushing towards Guha. That was Rama's Saushilya. He did not want Guha to take the pains. No, this is why it is said, when we take one step, Bhagavan takes 1,000 steps towards us. Rama rushing towards Guha demonstrates this fact that Bhagavan is ready to reach out to us all the time. And Rama addresses Guha. Archita chaiva drishtacha bhavata sarvata vayam padbhyam abhigamat chaiva sneha sandarshanena cha. I'm really honored, Guha. Rama, the prince of Ikshvaku, coming from Ayodhya, is asked, telling a hunter, I'm very honored because you have come. I've been waiting for this. And he says, Padbhyam abhigamachaiva. I am really pleased because you have come all the way, visiting on your feet, by your feet. Everybody walks with their feet only, right? Nothing special that Guha has done. It's like, a mother looks at a little child, and the little child is walking and coming, and she will declare, my little child today walked with her 2 feet, as though everybody else flies. So very concerned, so very caring. Rama is saying, you've taken all the pains walking all the way. Rama has walked all the way from Ayodhya, but he is praising Guha for taking pains of walking all the way, and is looking at his feet. Given a chance, Rama would have washed his feet, but Guha did not allow that to happen. Intimacy between Rama and Guha is demonstrated immediately there. Samarthaha samparishvajya guho raghavam abravit yata ayodhya tata idam te Rama kim karavanite. Guha immediately hugs Rama tightly. This is another very interesting thing that happens here. Normally, when somebody who is superior, an exalted person walks in, one would not dare to go and hug him. A king walks by, nobody will go and hug the king. It's a different matter that the king can go and hug someone. Now here, Guha is being allowed to hug Rama. Guha is taking the first step before Rama could hug him, which shows that Rama is allowing Guha to hug him in front of everyone, showing how intimately bonded they are. Guha hugs Rama tightly and says, Rama, consider this as Ayodhya. And Guha looks at Rama and says, hey Rama, you may say I am equal to you. You may consider me as equal to you, but I know my position. Guha, this is what is the characteristic of a great bhakta. Intimacy is important, respect is also equally important. Now, when Guha hugs Rama, immediately what does Rama do? Bhujabhyam sadhu vrittabhyam pidayan vakyam abravit. Whenever we love someone and we receive them, we tend to hold them by their shoulders and press them before hugging them. You press them. Is everything okay with you? Are you healthy? Is everything fine? Rama holds Guha by his shoulders, presses it tightly, and then hugs him. And then says, hey Guha, are you fine? Is your family okay? Are your people doing well? Is your kingdom prosperous? And Guha addresses Rama and says, hey Rama, swagatam te mahabaho tava iyam akhilamahi vayam preshya bhavan bharta sadhurajyam prasadinaha. Guha knows his position. Rama, you may treat me as your equal, but I am your preshya, he says. Preshya. There are three kinds of servants. Bhritya, Kinkara, Preshya. Bhritya is a personal assistant, one who is always close with the master, inseparable, always serving the master. Even before the master could ask for something, he serves it. Kinkara, Kimkara, he's Kinkara. He is not as close as Bhritya, stays a little away and constantly keeps asking the master, Master, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? I am at your beck and call. He's Kinkara. A Preshya is far away. He dare not ask the master what he wants. And he is waiting for a command. And normally, either the Bhritya or the Kinkara conveys the command to Preshya. Now, look at Guha. Now, Rama's Saushalya is being now equaled by Guha's Bhakti. Now, Guha is telling Rama, Rama, you may consider me as your equal, but I am after all only your Preshya, not even a Bhritya or a Kinkara. I am somebody who is just your Preshya, and everything belongs to you. This land belongs to you, this kingdom belongs to you, this entire Bhuloka belongs to you, you are the master and I belong to you. Hey Rama, everything belongs to you, and what all I can do for you? The very fact that you are here, that itself is a great blessing. Rama is very pleased with Guha and asks Guha to eventually build a boat so that they can cross over Ganga. And Guha orders Asya Vaharasyuktam Karnagrahavitam Shubham Suprataram Drudam Tirke Shigram Navamupahara. Look at Bhagavan's Leela. Bhagavan is the boat for everyone to cross over some ocean of samsara. Now the boat of all is asking for a boat to be done by the boatsman, Guha. And Guha carries out his command immediately. This episode in Ramayana, this encounter between Rama and Guha demonstrates Bhagavan's Saushilya Guna. When we celebrate his Saushilya, his ability to reach out and mix with all without any discrimination, this really stands out. What this really demonstrates to us, that while we may think that he is beyond our reach, we must be assured that we are not beyond his reach. This is the assurance that Bhagavan Saushilya Guna gives us. Because yes, he is beyond our reach, no doubt. We can keep doing all sadhanas and we may fail repeatedly. But we should be assured that while he is beyond our reach, we are not beyond his reach. And he will reach out to us, and he is waiting to reach out to us. Several incidents in Ramayana demonstrate his Saushilya Guna. But the first Guna, the Guṇābhirām, should remind us of this kalyana Guna of Saushilya. Veeryavaan. Guṇābhirām kascha Veeryavaan. This Guna of Veeryavaan, one who is courageous, one who has immeasurable valor. Kandaparachu Kodanda Kandaparachu Kodanda Kandara Chaunda Bhujangadanda. Now, Rama, when he holds his Kodanda, he looks very gentle. But we know that it is a sign of power, valor. Throughout Ramayana, in all the Kandas, we see how Rama demonstrates his valor. But what is important to understand is courage is not just about standing up to external forces, which Rama effortlessly does. Standing up to the Rakshasas, effortlessly vanquishing Khara, Dushana, the 14,000 Rakshasas single-handedly comes very naturally to Rama. Therefore, he is Veeryavaan, no doubt. But what is important to understand is this courage that we normally associate with is an external conception of courage. External conception of courage which is standing up to external forces. This external conception of courage should be complemented with the internal essential component of courage, which is standing up to internal forces. This is where most of us fail. The courage to stand up to our own internal vasanas, the internal forces in the mind, not getting distracted, to stay principled, to stay focused on the goal. So this is what Rama's Veeryatva demonstrates. His courage to stand up to the internal forces. Adversities will come and go. Life is subject to dualities. Pain and pleasure will alternate all the time. Rama shows how to stand up to the dualities of life, how to stand up to our own internal weaknesses, not let internal weaknesses distract us from our destination, deviate us in our journey towards our destination. So therefore, Rama's courage is so very special. External courage and more importantly, internal courage. In fact, the guna of Veeryavaan is foundational to every other guna. To practice any virtue requires courage. And we all know it takes immense courage to speak the truth. Speaking truth is a virtue. But without courage, the virtue of speaking truth is not possible. Coming on time is a virtue, but it takes courage to always come on time. Making a promise and keeping the promise is a virtue, but it takes courage. So any virtue that we can think of has to be complemented with the virtue of courage. And therefore, Rama, no wonder, is celebrated as the one, he is celebrated as Raghuveera, because his courage is foundational to every other guna. Dharmagnyaha. The third guna is Dharmagnyaha, knower of Dharma. Narada talks to Valmiki and he gives an introduction to Rama. And what does Narada say? Dharmagyaha, Satyasandascha, Prajanam cha hiterataha, Yashasvi, Jnana sampannaha, Shuchirvashyaha, Samadhimaan, Rakshita Jivalokasya, Dharmasya Parirakshita, Rakshita Swasya Dharmasya, Swajanasya Charakshita. Rama is Dharmagyaha because he is knower of Dharma, he is Satyasandaha, he abides by truth. Because he is Dharmagyaha, Prajanam cha hiterataha, because he knows his Dharma is to protect. His Dharma is to be always focused on the welfare of others. Rakshita Jivalokasya, Dharmagyaha Dharmasya Parirakshitaha. Because he is rooted in Dharma, Rama is always contemplating on others. We all talk about Ramarajya. If we need to appreciate the relevance of Ramarajya, today people are talking about citizen-centered governance. reimagining governance, citizen-centered governance. They say citizen-centered governance is bringing every citizen to the very heart of decision making. This was what Ramarajya was all about. In Ramarajya, it was not that majority was happy. Every citizen was happy. It is not that the majority were rich and prosperous. Every citizen was rich and prosperous. If we need to find an example for citizen-centered governance, it is Ramarajya. Because why? He is Dharmagnyaha. And because he is rooted in Dharma, he is constantly contemplating on how to protect and how to bring happiness. Rama did not rule for glory. He ruled for the sake of the happiness of each and every citizen in his kingdom. Sarveshu hi sarvadharmatma varnanam kurute dayam. Chaturnam hi tavastanam tenate tamanuvratah. Tenate tamanuvratah. Dharma, he is Dharmatma. He has compassion to all the varnas in the society. He treated everyone equally. He is Dharmagnyaha, and therefore he could bring order and harmony in society. After all, Dharma is order. Dharma is harmony. And when there is order, when there is harmony in society, everyone is happy. Rama's guna of Dharmagnyaha, therefore, is very central to understanding how societal dharma, when is in alignment with individual dharma, there can be prosperity and happiness. Rama, when he is banished by Kaikeyi, he looks at Kaikeyi with a smile. Rama says, "Hey Kaikeyi, naham arthaparaddevi lokam avastum utsahe Vidvaan rishibhis sahattulyam kevalam dharmamastitaha." Hey Devi, don't be worried, don't be concerned. No, I am not after chasing wealth. I am not after chasing kingdom. Just consider me as just another rishi, another tapasvi who is only considered, only focused for, only works for dharma. No, Kaikeyi is relieved, hearing this, because Kaikeyi was worried. But Rama, and then Rama goes to take leave from Mother Kausalya. All mothers generally, when a child approaches, even the good old days, or even now, on a journey, what would a typical mother do? Immediately pack all goodies, eatables, so that the journey can be sustained. Kaikeyi also did something like that. But unlike a normal mother, Kaikeyi was very, very special. She did not pack normal eatables. What she packed? She looks at Rama and says, "Hey Rama, yam palayasi dharmam tvam dhrityacha niyamena cha savai ragavashadula dharmastvam abhirakshatu." All that I can do is repack your own dharma which will sustain you. Hey Rama, you dhrityacha niyamena cha, with steadfastness and with discipline, you have been following dharma. Your dharma will protect you. So therefore, what all can I send? I can only repack your own dharma and pray for that dharma to protect you. Now, everyone can call Rama Dharmatma, Dharmagnyaha. But when an enemy calls him Dharmatma, Dharmagnyaha, that is when we know that he is truly a Dharmatma. And who is that enemy who celebrates Rama as Dharmagnyaha? None other than Maricha. Ramo Veeryavaan Dharmaha Sadhu SatyaVakyaha Raja Sarvasya Lokasya Devanam Iva Vasavaha. Maricha celebrates Rama, and he is talking to Ravana, and in that process, in that conversation, Maricha, instead of talking ill of Rama, is talking about Rama's glories. He says, "Ramaha Dharmo Vigrahavaан." He is the very embodiment of Dharma. Hey Ravana, there is no way you can win over Rama, because Dharma always prevails. This is what Rakshasa is saying, Maricha is saying. And he says, "Ramo Vigrahavaan Dharmaha." He is Dharmagnyaha, very embodiment of Dharma. There is no way you can win, hey Ravana. Such is glory of Rama's virtue of Dharma. No wonder he is celebrated as Dharmagnyaha. Kritagnaha. The fourth guna, celebrated by Valmiki and Narada. Kritagnaha, one who is grateful. Kritagnaha. But Kritagnaha also has another interesting meaning. One who is not only grateful, but who is grateful for the good deed done by somebody else. All of us have a manufacturing defect in our memory. Our memory is so very good when it comes to storing all the junk very faithfully. Everything unwanted is faithfully stored. But with all alacrity, it fails to completely discard everything that is really matters, what is needed. Some passerby, some stranger abuses or insults us, the memory immediately stores it, keeps replaying it. Not for one day, not for 1 week, whole year. And maybe even beyond. The next time when we see that stranger, we only remember that insult. Very good, memory is very faithful. On the other hand, somebody does a good deed. It fails to not only recognize it, it fails to even store it. This is applicable when it comes to our memory. Even Bhagavan is not spared. We all enter into various business agreements with Bhagavan every day. We get into good deals. We negotiate good deals. You do this to me, I will do this to you. Very carefully, because after going through, various legal formalities, we have become very good. So with Bhagavan, we strike deals and say, you do this to me, I will do this to you. Now, our memory is so very faithful in recording what Bhagavan is supposed to do to us. And poor Bhagavan, he faithfully ensures that he keeps his side of the promise. And then comes the time when we need to execute our side of the deal. Memory suddenly falters, suddenly fails. Maybe this is not what exactly I promised you, Bhagavan. The sudden dilution happens, Maybe you can wait. Maybe next deal we will include this. Bhagavan is also not spared. The Valmiki, talking about Rama, beautifully talks about his Kritagnaha. He says, Katanchit upakarena kritena yekena tushyati nasmarati apakaranam satamapi Aatmavaankaha. What a glorious Guna of Rama. He says, Katanchit upakarena kritena yekena tushyati. It seems Rama goes to any length. He has the habit of remembering with everlasting gratitude a small good deed done by somebody. He never forgets a simple good deed. Simple good deed like somebody smiling. He remembers, he smiled at me, he's a very good man. And at the Nasmarati Apakaranam Satamapi Aatmavaankaha. He clearly makes it a point not to remember any bad deeds done by anyone, which means he is ready to forget and forgive anyone who one could be a bundle of papakarmas, apacharas, but he is ready to embrace and say, I recognize your one good deed. So, this is a great assurance for all of us. Thankfully, Bhagavan also has a problem with his memory. He only remembers our good deeds. If he starts remembering our bad deeds, then we have no hope. Luckily, just like how our memory has a manufacturing defect, it looks like Bhagavan's memory also seems to have some manufacturing defect. Thankfully, he only remembers our good deeds, and that list is not very long. A small list maybe. And he remembers it, that's enough for us. The other long list he forgets. Kritagnaha. Bhagavan is Kritagna. He is ever grateful. He is ever grateful for every simple good deed. It seems Rama and Sita keep having this conversation. See, today my bhakta prayed for 1 minute. What a great deed, what a great deed. He sacrificed everything else in his life and stood in front of the altar for 1 minute. So very highly devotional. You see, they're discussing between themselves. This is Kritagnaha, being grateful for even simple good deeds being done. That is why when somebody surrenders to Rama, Rama immediately accepts, because forgiving every other bad deed. That is why a Kakasura is forgiven. A Kakasura who is the bundle of unthinkable apacharas. And that is the glorious kalyana guna of Kritagnaha. He is Kritagnaha. And Rama's Kritagnaha also comes in when Kaikeyi banishes him. Rama is asked to renounce everything and walk away. And how does Rama respond to this situation? Rama looks at Kaikeyi and Rama says, Bharataya Maharajo Yavvarajyam Prayachati Mam Punar Dandakaranyam Vivasayati Tapasam. Rama says, my father Dasharatha, he is so very magnanimous. He has given both Bharata and me, he has rewarded us. Bharata has been rewarded with the kingdom of Ayodhya, and I have been rewarded to become a tapasvi, to go to the forest and practice austerities. This is what is being grateful truly means. It is easy to be grateful when situation is good, but to be grateful during adversities, when times are bad, that is when one needs to be really grateful, because every experience has Bhagavan's signature. Good or bad is our labeling. Our mind labels an experience and says this is good, this is bad. Every situation is a situation. Every situation as it unfolds has to be accepted with all gratefulness, with all gratitude. And Rama demonstrates the power of gratitude. Therefore, he is Kritagnaha. He is SatyaVakyaha. SatyaVakyaha, fifth guna of Rama. Speaker of truth. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat. In Gita, Krishna says, Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat. He says, what is tapas? What is tapas by speech? Vang tapas. Sad swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva. Vangmayam tapa uchyate. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat. Every word that is spoken has to be truthful, has to be satya, but it should not cause distress to the receiver. It should be pleasing. It should also be beneficial. It's a big ask. It has to be truthful. At the same time, it has to be pleasing. At the same time, it has to be beneficial as well. And Rama is SatyaVakyaha. Rama's focus is always not on the harsh truth, but it is on gentle healing. It's like how a surgeon deals with a patient. When a good surgeon, when dealing with the patient, focuses on alleviating the physical pain by giving a painkiller, also helps comforting the patient by shifting his focus from the pain to the healing process and the benefits that will accrue after the surgery. Similarly, speaking truth may be harsh, but it is not about just speaking truth. The focus is not on the harshness of the truth, the focus is on the gentle healing. Rama is known for speaking truth in a gentle way. No wonder Valmiki celebrates Rama. He says, Buddhimaan madurabhashi purvabhashi priyam vadaha Veeryavaan na Veeryeda mahata svena vismitaha. He is madurabhashi, he is purvabhashi. When he talks, it is so very sweet to listen. Madhura, madhuram, ati maduram. Purvabhashi, he makes people comfortable in every conversation. At the same time, Veeryavaan na Veeryeda. At the same time, he speaks truth all the time. He speaks truth in such a pleasing manner that even harsh truth is so very nectarine to the listener. This is the speciality of Rama. SatyaVakyaha, Drudavrathaha. Drudavratha. We all know Rama is one who keeps up promises. He's taken the vrata of protecting everyone. He is Sakat Prapanna Janarakshaka. And whoever surrenders to him, he's taken the pledge of protecting them. Sakriteva Prapannaya Tavasmiti Chayachate Abhayam Sarvabhooteshuhitaha Dadamyetat Vratam Mama. Keeps declaring, I've taken this vrata of protecting those, protecting the helpless. Those who surrender to me, I protect them. He is Drudavrathaha. His vrata is steadfast. He never breaks his promises. Therefore, his kalyana guna of Drudavrathaha is so very reassuring, because we know that he shall not break his promise of protecting us. Therefore, we can stay assured that his protection is unfailing and guaranteed all the time. Charitrena cha yuktaha. One with impeccable character. Charitrena cha yuktaha. Rama walks the talk. No wonder he walked and walked to demonstrate how to lead a principle-centered life, how to endure adversities, how to face the challenges of life with equanimity. His character is so very unflinching and unfailing. Every situation, difficult or not difficult, we see Rama principled all the time. Charitrena chako yuktaha sarvabhooteshuhitaha. Sarvabhooteshuhitaha. Rama is contemplating all the time on the welfare of all his citizens. Not only is wishing well for humans, he is wishing well for every living being. No wonder when Rama decides to go back to Vaikuntha, he decided to give moksha to every living being, including a blade of grass in Ayodhya got moksha. Sarvabhooteshuhitaha. Throughout the Ramayana we see how Rama is always focusing on others. Others first. Comfort of others first. Always serving. Always asking, what can I do for you? How do I serve you? No, this is a value that Rama shows across all and with everyone. Friend and foe, good and bad. It is not only with Jatayu where he showed this kind of a respect. He shows this with even the Rakshasas. Because later in Yuddhakanda we see Rama praying for the well-being of Rakshasas as well. He is Sarvabhooteshuhitaha, Vidvaan. This is a very interesting guna, very important guna. Vidvaan is one who is knowledgeable. Vidvaan is one who is omniscient. Vidvaan who knows what is right and what is wrong. Vidvaan is one who is knowledgeable and knows the Shastras. Obviously, we know that Rama is very learned when it comes to Shastras. But we see Rama applying his knowledge everywhere. The conversation between Rama and Bharata in Ayodhya Kanda is a great lesson where Rama discusses several topics with Bharata. He talks about several topics, and one of the important topics that he talks to Bharata is about how one can avoid grieving, how one can remain blissful and happy throughout one's life amidst the dualities of life. This is at the very heart of what is celebrated as Ramagita. Rama looks at Bharata and says, Hey Bharata, ahoratrani gacchanti sarvesham praninam viha ayushmi kshapayantum ashu grishme jalamimam shavaha. Grishme jalamimam shavaha. Lakshmana, Bharata, just like how in summer the rays of sun dry up the water in a pool. Similarly, ahoratrani gacchanti sarvesham praninam viha. The passing days and night quickly decrease the lifespan of all living entities. Bharata, you must recognize this truth. Unfortunately, we tend to ignore our own mortality. While we all know very well that we're all mortals. We all very well know that each of us have our own shelf lives. But somehow we tend to ignore that fact that we are mortals. And we somehow hope that we possibly may eternally exist in this very life. Rama is telling Bharata, Hey Bharata, just as every day and night passes, it is not just the rising and setting of the sun that should really matter to you. What should matter to you is a decrease in your lifespan. Don't just look at sunset and sunrise as some physical phenomenon in this universe. Recognize that your lifespan is decreasing exponentially. Aatmavaankaha anushochatvam kimanyam anushochasi ayutte hiyate yasya sthitasya cha gatasya cha. Sthitasya cha gatasya cha, he says. Hey Bharata, you cannot escape time. You cannot escape from time. Whether you sit at home or you work outside, your lifespan is going to get shortened. Remember this. Our clock may stop, but time doesn't. The clock may stop, but the time doesn't. If the time when we take birth, we are inexorably pushed by time towards death, which is inevitable. And it is important to recognize, hey Bharata, that time means mortality. But he also says, hey Bharata, recognize the fact that time can also mean a pathway to immortality. The same time which makes one mortal, when it is used properly, can lead one to immortality. Therefore, Rama says, Hey Bharata, sahaiva mrutyur vrajati saha mrutyur nishidati gatva sudhirgham advanam saha mrutyur nivartate. Wherever you go, Hey Bharata, Mrityu is one who is always with you. Wherever you go, you cannot escape. But contemplating on death is not life denying. He is not being pessimistic. No, this is the core of Rama's teaching. We know that Krishna has taught this to Arjuna. But Rama's teaching to Bharata is equally profound. He says contemplating death is not life denying, not pessimistic. Rather, it is life affirming. Because the moment one realizes the nature of death, then one can start prioritizing what matters in life. One needs to recognize that there is a small dash between one's date of birth and one's date of death. There is a very small dash. And it is up to us how to make that dash significant and glorious. It can be small, but it is a very important opportunity. This is what Rama is telling. Therefore, he says, Vayasaha patamanasya srotasova anivartanaha atma sukhe niyoktavya sukhabhaja prajasmritaha. Sukhabhaja prajas. Hey Bharata, life is meant to be happy, to be blissful, not to be subject to dualities. And life's storms can knock us down, but they cannot keep us down. Life's storms can knock us down, but they cannot keep us down as long as we are focused on our identity and our purpose. Rama is teaching Bharata, hey Bharata, do not lose focus on your identity. Do not lose focus on your purpose. Go and rule the kingdom. You are meant to rule. I am meant to be here as tapasvi in the forest. Rama being Vidvaan is able to convince Bharata with scriptural backing. No wonder he is celebrated as one who is not only Vidvaan, he is Samarthaha. He is Vidvaan, he is also Samartha. The 10th guna of Rama is Samarthaha. One can be a Vidvaan, but one also has to be Samartha. Ability to discern, to discriminate, ability to debate and win over on the right points, to establish truth. Samartha, one who not only discerns and discriminates between right and wrong, one who can establish what is right and what is wrong. And where do we see this Kalyana Guna of Rama in Ramayana? We see this in Ayodhya Kanda, where everyone tries to convince Rama to come back to Ayodhya. One after the other, including great rishis like Vasishta. They try to convince Rama, and Rama convinces others, and he stays strong on Dharma. And eventually, there comes a rishi called Jabali. Jabali is an atheist, nihilist, and he tries to come and poison Rama. He tries to come up with arguments that can easily distract Rama, that can woo him. And Jabali puts up lots of arguments. One of the arguments that Jabali says, "Hey Rama, what are you talking about? Life is meant to be enjoyed. Pleasure is should be the aim of life. All the Shastras that you're talking of are all meaningless. Shastras only put limitations, only restrict people. What is Dharma? What is Adharma? There is nothing like that. Life is to be enjoyed. It's all about experiencing pleasures. So therefore, Rama, come over. This forest is not for you. Come to Ayodhya and enjoy the life of a king." Rama says, he looks at Jabali and he says, "Bhavan me priyakamartham vachanam yadiha uktavan akaryam karya sankasham apatyam patya sampitam." Apatyam, he says. "Hey Jabali, what you are talking may seem pleasing for some. The food that you are offering is actually apatyam," he says. It is detrimental, it is poisonous, it is unwholesome. What you are saying is wrong. You may think that Shastras give restrictions, give boundaries, but intelligence is to know that there are two kinds of restrictions. Restrictions that limit, restrictions that protect. Knowing the difference between the two is what is wisdom. And the restrictions that are given in the Shastras, the boundaries that are defined in the Shastras are for one's protection, and one must search for happiness within the boundaries of the Shastras, he says. And Jabali says, what is this four Purusharthas? There are no four Purusharthas, Rama. There is only one Purushartha, he says. Four Purusharthas, Dharmartha, Kama, Moksha are the four Purusharthas. Jabali says there is only one Purushartha, Kama, Kama, Kama. And Rama says, "Nirmaryadatu purushaha papachara samanvitaha manam na labhate satsu bhinna charitra darshanaha." Hey Jabali, nirmaryadaha, one who transgresses morality, bounds of morality. Papacharam patanvitaha, one who is engaged in evil deeds. He says, "Manam na labhate." There is no glory in living. Jabali, Rama says, you must understand, life is meant to bring out the best within you, not the beast within you. And seeking more is not the solution. Seeking more is the very problem. And therefore, Rama convinces Jabali, the atheist, the nihilist, as to why it is appropriate for him to stay back in the forest. It's quite a long conversation where Rama proves that he is Samarthaha. Rama is Samarthaha. Vidvānkaha kasamartascha. Kaschaika Priyadarshanaha. Eka Priyadarshanaha. Who is uniquely joyful, so delightful to look at. When Valmiki asks Narada, "Hey Narada, I want to know the one who is endowed with all these kalyana gunas. Now you expect Narada to explain the various qualities, the virtues of Rama. Narada does that. But before detailing and explaining Rama's Swarupa, Narada talks about Rama's Rupa. Narada addresses Valmiki and says, "Hey Valmiki, you wanted to know that ideal person? Let me give an introduction of that ideal person to you. Ikshvakuvamsha prabhavo Ramo namajaneshutaha niyatatma mahaviryo Dutiman Dritiman vashi Buddhimaan Nitiman Vagmi Shriman Shatru Nibarhanaha Vipulam Saha Mahabahu Kambugriva Mahahanuhu Mahoraskaha Maheshwasaha Gudajatru Marindamaha Ajanubahu Sushiraha Sulalata Suvikramaha Samasama Vibhaktangaha Snigdhavarna Pratapavaan Peenavaksha Vishalakshaha Lakshmivaan Shubhalakshanaha." With this explanation, Narada is able to give a pictorial representation of Rama. The Divya Mangala Vigraha of Rama is so beautifully captured, and Narada explains as to how Rama is beauty personified. He is Shubha Lakshanaha. His form is so very exquisite, and each and every anga of Rama is so very beautifully described by Narada to Valmiki. And Narada describing the beauty of Rama is not something that is surprising to us. But Valmiki says Rama is so very beautiful, so very sundara, that even enemies cannot control celebrating his beauty. Surpadaka runs all the way to her brother Khara. Her nose is cut. She's been insulted. She runs all the way, and Khara says, "My dear sister, what has happened to you? Who has done this to you?" What would you expect someone like that to say? Surpadaka looks at Khara and says, "Taruno Rupa Sampanno Sukumaro Mahabalo Pundarika Vishalaksho Chirakrishnajinambaro." The ones who have hurt her, insulted her, maimed her. But Surpadaka cannot forget the Divya Mangala Vigraha, that beauty, that exquisite form, and she is forced to celebrate Rama's Priyadarshana quality. Tarunau Rupa Sampanno Sukumaro, the one who has maimed her, Sukumara, very gentle. Not only Rama, even Lakshmana also. That Sukumara is the one who cut my nose. Gently he cut my nose. This is how magnetic his Divya Mangala Vigraha is. Pundarika Vishalakshav Chirakrishnajinambarao. Now Shastras make several attempts in trying to explain Bhagavan's form, his Divya Mangala Vigraha. And thanks to Valmiki, even today, we can visualize Ramachandra so very easily, because the way Valmiki captures his Divya Mangala Vigraha so very vivid, so very graphic. Every single detail, every single nuance of his form. Just to give an example, he says, Mahoraskaha Maheshwasaha Gudajatru Marindamaha. We can spend a lot of time on each of these, but just to give an example of how Valmiki is so very nuanced. Essentially, he is capturing what Narada told him. Gudajatru Marindamaha. Direct translation is one whose collarbones are not visible. He is neither thin nor plump, healthy looking. Gudajatru Marindama. If one is thin, skinny, collarbones are visible. If one is plump too much, also it's ideal. Everything ideal proportions, very symmetrical. If we have to think of an ideal form, immediately Rama's form comes to our minds. Thanks to Narada and thanks to Valmiki, he is Eka Priyadarshanaha. He is so very magnetic, and his eyes steal our hearts and our minds. And in Ramayana we see everywhere Pundarika Vishalaksha being glorified. He is Eka Priyadarshanaha, he is Aatmavaankaha. Aatmavaankaha. Rama is Aatmavaankaha. Who is an Aatmavaankaha? One who is in command of himself. Very, very important guna. Rama teaches a very important life lesson to us through this guna. Guna of Aatmavaankaha. Valmiki captures this incident in Ayodhya Kanda so very well. Vanditva charanau Ramaha visagnyasya pitussada kaikeyacha api anayarya nishpapata mahadyutihi, he says. Rama was summoned to go to Kaikeyi's palace. Rama was preparing for his coronation the next day. Rama was summoned. Rama goes. And then when he goes, Valmiki says Rama goes. Rama enters the palace. And then he comes out. When he comes out, Valmiki says Kaikeya cha api anaryaya nishpapata mahadyutihi. When he came out, it seems he was glowing like 1,000 suns. He went in like an ordinary prince. Now what has happened in between going in and coming out? He goes in as the would-be king, one who is going to be coronated the next day, who is going to become the king of Ayodhya, the next king of Ikshvakus. He goes in and he is told that, hey Rama, you are being banished by your father Dasharatha. The wicked Kaikeyi banishes Rama and says, hey Rama, this kingdom no longer belongs to you. Your father has made this promise and you are supposed to pack up and leave immediately. No time is going to be given to you. This is the message conveyed to Rama. And Valmiki writes, receiving this message, Rama comes out, he says, Nishpapata Mahadyuti, he is glowing, it seems. This is Aatmavaankaha. When something like that strikes, when adversity strikes, Rama is not only able to accept it, but he is embracing adversity with equanimity and he is shining and his effulgence is even more when he comes out with this bad news. And Valmiki says, Saravaha itaram kritva kaikeyim cha pradakshinam nishkramya antapuratam tasmad swam dadarsha suhrijjanam. Rama, after receiving the devastating news, it could have devastated anybody, but not Rama. He receives that news, he then does pradakshana around Dasharatha. He does pradakshana around Kaikeyi. He takes Kaikeyi's blessings, the one who cruelly banished him. He takes her blessings and he comes out to take blessings from Mother Kaushalya. Nachasya mahatim lakshmim rajyanasho apakarshati lokakantasya kantatvam shita rashme ivakshapa. Valmiki says that night, it is dark night, that pitch dark night, just like how the night cannot diminish the splendor of the moon. Rama remained unperturbed. His greatness was not diminished whatsoever. And he proceeds to Kausalya. Navanam gantum kamasya tajataha cha vasundhara sarvaloka atigasya ivalakshate chitta vikrayaha. Without his mind being perturbed, he is Aatmavaankaha and he immediately proceeds. And what does he do? Then and there he decides, I don't need this chhatra, this chamara, I don't need all this retinue, I don't need this chariot anymore, I don't need anybody to be accompanying me because now I am no longer the prince. Then and there, coming out of Kaikeyi's palace, he renounces everything there and he says, Pravivesha Aatmavaankaha Veshma Mathura Priya Shamsivan. Then and there, renouncing everything, Valmiki writes, Pravivesha Aatmavaankaha. That Aatmavaankaha, that Rama who has complete command over himself, he walks all the way to Kaushalya's palace to take leave from his mother. Therefore, he is celebrated as Aatmavaankaha. Jitakrodhaha. Jitakrodhaha. This is the 13th guna. Who is a Jitakrodha? One who has conquered anger. And we all know, when we visualize Rama, we visualize Rama who is smiling all the time. And therefore, anger and Rama can never go together. One who has conquered. One who can conquer anger? Only one who can conquer desire. Because the root cause of anger is unfulfilled desire. And Rama has no unfulfilled desire, and therefore he easily conquers his krodha. He is Jitakrodhaha. Buddhimaan. The 14th guna in this list of 16 gunas is Buddhimaan. One who is effulgent, who is brilliant. Rama's effulgence illuminates wherever he walks. Not only illuminates the outer world, it illuminates the inner world. Valmiki celebrates Rama, wherever you go, then and there, the inner darkness vanishes immediately. You are Buddhimaan. Your effulgence drives away ignorance, drives away inner darkness. Buddhimaan anasuyakaha. Anasuyakaha. Asuyakaha. Anasuyakaha. No envy. No envy. Envy. No, envy stands for no vacancy. No. No vacancy in Vaikuntha. Those who are envy have envy. No vacancy in Vaikuntha. Not being envious is one of the most important qualities for a bhakta. Because when one is driven by one's indriyas and when one is unable to conquer, one without knowing gets into a state of envy. Always constantly comparing, always feeling the lack. And when there is a lack of something, one easily becomes envious. Rama is anasuyakaha. His envy, he is not jealous, but we know he is zealous of protecting Dharma. So envy is very degrading. On the other hand, esteem is ennobling. The Rama always is respectful of others. He is very appreciative of others. He has always only good word for others. And we see Rama respecting all kinds of people across Ramayana. He has respect even for Ravana. He was not envious of even Ravana, and he had such a respect for Ravana that after Ravana's death, he arranges for Antima Kriya of Ravana. Unthinkable conduct. So therefore, Narada celebrates this guna of Rama, Anasuyakaha. Jitakrodhaha, Buddhimaan, Anasuyakaha. Kasya bibhyati devascha jataroshasya samyuge. Now this is a very interesting guna. Kasya bibhyati devascha jataroshasya samyuge. Even the devatas, it seems, are afraid of Rama's fury, of his anger. Seems to be conflicting. Just few gunas back, he was celebrated as Jitakrodhaha. Jitakrodhaha, who is the one who has conquered anger. And now, the 16th guna is a guna of all the devatas shaking with fear of Rama's fury and anger. Is there any conflict here? Not really. Because anger, obviously, is caused by unfulfilled desire, no doubt. But it is not all the time that anger manifests out of unfulfilled selfish desires. When one has care and concern for a higher cause, for a noble cause, and when there are obstacles that come in the way of achieving that higher cause, it is natural to be angry at those obstacles. So this anger is a manifestation of utmost care and compassion. Manifestation of one's selflessness, not selfishness. Rama's anger has to be understood as his manifestation. His anger is a manifestation of his care and concern for protecting the good, for the higher cause. Now, the incident that comes to our mind where we see Rama's fury in action is the incident where Samudra Raja fails to respond to Rama's vrata. Before Setu Bandhana, Vibhishana advises Rama, it's better that you surrender to Samudra Raja and seek his help in order for the Vanaras to be transported across the ocean. And Rama dutifully takes a vrata for 3 days and for 3 nights. Rama dutifully performs vrata to Samudra Raja. And Samudra Raja continues to sleep, stay in slumber, not responding to Rama's vrata. Rama surrendered to him. And that is when we see Rama's fury in action. Rama gets angry with Samudra Raja to such an extent that he takes his Brahmastra and he points it to a Samudra Raja, which eventually shakes Samudra Raja from slumber, and then he comes rushing to Rama seeking pardon. Kasya vibhyati devascha jataroshasya samyuge. Now, we may ask, why is this fury against Samudra Raja? The same Rama was very calm and cool when it came to Sugriva. In Kishkinda Kanda, we see that Sugriva, they decide that they wait for the rainy season to be over, for actions to be taken to start search, to send out the search party for Mother Sita. Sugriva also goes in another state. He gets into a state of inebriation, immerses himself, gets intoxicated, and 2 months pass by. No word from Sugriva. Completely ignores Rama Kaikarya, ignores his promise. Now, there we see Lakshmana getting angry, and Rama had to control Lakshmana. Now, one may ask, why no anger against Sugriva? Why only anger against Samudra Raja? Sugriva was only a Vanara. Samudra Raja is a Devata, has a greater responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. Samudra Raja had a responsibility and he failed. He failed to do his duty, and therefore Rama had to put him in his place. He had to display his wrath against him. Not only that, in the case of the situation with Sugriva, the only affected party was Rama. The delay was only affecting Rama. In the case of Samudra Raja's apathy, his delay is affecting not Rama, his delay is affecting crores of Vanarasena. Rama's concern is to get all the Vanaras across the ocean safely. And Rama cannot bear Samudra Raja not supporting the cause of the Vanaras. Hence the fury against Samudra Raja. Also, at that time, Mother Sita's whereabouts were not known. They were still searching for her. Whereas now, not only they know that Sita is out there across the shore waiting for them, she had also set the deadline. The deadline has already been set, and therefore Rama cannot wait any longer, and hence the wrath against Samudra Raja. So we see that Rama's anger is a manifestation of his concern, his compassion, and his commitment to a higher cause. And this kind of an anger is a necessary anger. And even this kind of an anger should be properly used with intelligence. Now, anger should be used with intelligence instead of being used by anger. No, we cannot get ourselves be used by anger. We have to use our anger, channelize it. And using our intelligence, channelizing the anger just like how Rama does, one can achieve in things that are planned. So Rama, therefore the 16th kalyana guna of Rama, kasya bibhyati devascha jataroshasya samyuge. Ramo Ramo Rama iti prajanam abhavankataha. Ramabhutam jagabhudrame rajyam prashasati. Valmiki, towards the end of Ramayana, after celebrating Pattabhisheka, Valmiki writes, Ramo Ramo Ramayiti prajanam abhavankataha. Ramabhutam jagabhudramo rajyam prashasati. It seems when Rama ruled the kingdom, that all the talks of the people centered around on one thing. Ramo Ramo Rama. Rama, 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 Rama. There was nothing else to talk. And the world became Rama's world. It was Rama Rajya all over. Is Rama Rajya possible today? Is the question that we may ask. Very much possible. There may not be Rama Rajya outside us, but there can be Rama Rajya inside us. The inner kingdom, the inner world can be ruled by Rama. And when the inner world is ruled by Rama, there can only be one thing. Just like how in Rama Rajya there was only one thing. Everyone, all the people, there was only one thing they were talking about. Rama, 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 Rama. When the inner world is ruled by Rama, all that we do is only talk about Rama. Life revolves around Rama and one remains in experiencing Rama's kalyana gunas. Konvasmin sampradam loke Guṇābhirām kascha Veeryavaan Dharmagnyaha Kritagnaha SatyaVakyaha Drudavrathaha Charitrena Chakuyuktaha Sarvabhooteshuhitaha Vidvaan Samarthaha kaschaika Priyadarshanaha Aatmavaankaha Jitakrodhaha Buddhimaan Konashuyakaha kasya bibyati devascha jataroshasya samyuge. Let us continue to contemplate on these 16 gunas of Rama as we celebrate Sri Rama Navami. Celebration of Rama Navami is celebration of Rama's divine birth. Rama's divine birth happened thousands of years back. But it is important that he takes birth within us. And Rama Navami is an occasion for us where by contemplating on his gunas, we discover Rama within us and with us all the time. This possibly is the most significant discovery in the journey of life. The most significant discovery in the journey of life is to discover that Rama is within us and with us. All the way, walking with us as we take every step in our life journey. He is with us, protecting us all the time. May Rama continue to shower abundant blessings in each and every one of us, our families, our extended families. Happy Sri Rama Navami to all of you. Jai Sri Ram.